Address in the World Press Conference by Elder T.K. Ogoriba on the transition program of the I.N.C, that is IJAW National Congress, the TEAM T.K. Ogoriba perspective and why we stayed away from the elections, the steps we are taking to protect the Izon Nation and uphold our shared values. Good morning, Izon Nation. Our highly revered traditional rulers, leaders, elders, and critical stakeholders of the Izon Nation. Izon leaders of thought, home and abroad, governors in the Izon Nation, with special regards to His Excellency, distinguished Senator Douye Diri, the governor of Bayelsa State, and the Governor General of Izon Nation. I have called this press conference, tagged World Press Conference, to address the recent developments in the Izon Nation and to ensure every Izon citizen understands the CHARADE purported I.N.C elections of the 13th of April 2026. The TEAM T.K. Ogoriba perspective and why we stayed away from the elections. The steps we are taking to protect Izon Nation and uphold our shared values. My name is Elder Timmy Kaiser Wilhelm Ogoriba, a candidate for the post of President of the Izon National Congress. I am a native of Odi in Kolokma Kingdom of Bayelsa State and a firm believer of upholding our traditions, customs, cultures, respect for leadership, and protecting the shared values and resources of the Izon Nation. For the obtained time, I want to state clearly some of the reasons that made me to opt out from the illegality that was perpetuated by NEC and ELECO. The unresolved disputes that are before the National Conference of Traditional Rulers and Elders, I.N.C, and their declaration that elections should not hold, to which they have put up a 7-man committee to look into. It is worthy to note that the Izon National Congress, as a human organization, is also prone to have controversies, disputes, misunderstandings, just like any other unit of the human society that is made up of people with different family background. It is in recognition of this that the I.N.C Constitution established the body known as the Conference of Izon Traditional Rulers and Elders. This body is the only permanent organ of I.N.C, being made up of first-class traditional rulers and respected Izon elders of repute. It is vested with the highest and final authority over controversies, disputes, misunderstandings of any issue affecting officers, members, and organs of the I.N.C. Sequel to the reconciliatory meeting of the 13th of March 2026 that was convened at the Creek Haven Government House at the instance of His Excellency Senator Douye Diri, the Executive Governor of Bayelsa State, who doubles as the Governor General of Izon Nation, it was resolved that CHARADE, which is vested with I.N.C's constitutional powers as enshrined in Article 14D2, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, and K, which reads: D. Appoint the members of ELECO, electoral committees, on the recommendations of the National Executive Council. E. Settle disputes arising from elections. F. Settle disputes between members. This area is very important. Not just elections. Settle members between officers and organs of Congress. The decision of CHARADE shall be final in such disputes. G. Without prejudice the rights of members, all internal mechanisms of settling disputes must first be explored and exhausted by members or officers of Congress before resorting to other dispute settlement measures. H. Consciously defend the inalienable rights of IJAWs to their territories or homelands, and that no IJAW traditional ruler or elder shall have the right to concede any portion of IJAW land to anybody or group of persons but they hold the portion of IJAW land under their clans and sub-clans only in trust for the IJAW people as a whole. I advise the National Executive Council and all other organs of Congress on matters relating to culture, cultural heritage, and good governance of IJAW people. J. liaise with the represent Congress in meetings with other traditional rulers or elders within Nigeria, within the Nigerian nation states, to influence decisions in Nigeria in the interest of IJAW people. K. Without prejudice to the provisions of Articles 14b2 and 14c2 of this Constitution, CHARADE shall also perform the functions of the National Executive Council of the National Representative Council in the case of a lacuna as a result of dissolution or expiration of any tenure. To handle all disputes emanating from I.N.C election-related matters and wade in to settle all such contentious issues. Sadly enough, the outgoing I.N.C NEC and the ELECO, in flagrant disregard of the resolutions of the 13th March meeting and NCTRE's constitutional powers, unilaterally rescheduled elections without having CTRE's report with the pending disputes resolved. Worthy of note is the fact that the outgoing NEC is a beneficiary of the sanctity of NCTRE, as at the time the present NEC came on board, there was no organ of Congress to initiate and supervise the process except NCTRE, and they midwife the processes that brought about the present NEC. Therefore, why is Okaba's NEC disregarding the NCTRE? Again, NCTRE is the highest decision-making body of Congress, and if in their wisdom they sent out clear-cut instructions, then I have no other choice than to obey, because Section 22C and D states that the inauguration shall be conducted by National Conference of Traditional Rulers, CHARADE. The inauguration meetings shall be presided over by one of the traditional rulers present, chosen by the traditional rulers and elders. Therefore, if I go against their instruction, will they be there to inaugurate me? My position, and this is a clear-cut position, NCTRE's pronouncement is ongoing and it is sacrosanct, and it behoves on every Izon patriot to look unto NCTRE while allowing the 7-man committee to conclude their assignment for NCTRE to act upon. By this special conference, I am calling on all Izon true patriots to condemn this display of anomy and rise to stand behind NCTRE and ensure that a proper I.N.C election is scheduled and conducted after the resolutions of the disputes. Finally, I and my teaming supporters will back NCTRE fully and will not allow our respected NCTRE to be ignored with impunity. We therefore encourage and assure everyone that we will stand with and by NCTRE to ensure our nation is cleansed of the already displayed rascality. May the Almighty God continue to bless the Izon Nation and every one of us abundantly. I remain yours in the struggle for a united and more prosperous Izon Nation. Elder T.K. Ogoriba, Presidential Candidate, IJAW National Congress. Thank you.